Alright folks, it's Lomax from Shapr3d, and tonight we're going to show you how I designed this dome here. So in Shapr3d, we're going to need to make a cylinder. So we're going to pick a circle for that, and we don't need one that's 7600 millimeters. We only need one that's about 62. That's the inside diameter of the piece we're making. The outside was 79, so I drew that too. And we're going to select the whole thing to make a cylinder that is 79 millimeters across, and we need to pull that up at least half of 79 millimeters, which would be 39.5 millimeters. So yep, that's what we did, and we're going to radius this out to make a dome. We're going to go over here and cut our sketch plane off, and then we're going to adjust the size of our dome up. I made a copy here before I shelled this dome out. I like to make copies before I do shellings and stuff. Usually not necessary on something this simple. And I thought I may use the dome to make the ribbings, but I decided not to. So I decided to use a sweep tool. So we went over here and drew a rectangle for the start of our shape of our profile. And then we went over here and drew an arch that hugged our dome, because we want this thing to actually intersect with this dome we're making. So we're going to pick our arch tool, and we're going to snap it to 90. That's what the dome is. And then we're just going to select our square. I'm going to hide the dome, that way that it makes a new shape that will actually intersect and it doesn't cut the dome out. So there's our shape, and as you can see, it fits our dome really nice. And I was just playing with how this looked and maybe going over the dome, but I decided I wanted to snug right up against the bottom. And when I do stuff like this, and I usually do an odd number, so we're going to pick 5, and we're going to snap the rotation to the center here, so that way everything equally spreads out over the dome. And at 5, 360 degrees, that's 70 degree spacing. Shapr3d does all the math and stuff for you. It's very intuitive. It's pretty easy to use. And we're going to make a topper for the dome here. And we're going to pick a circle. We're going to draw a new plane. And a lot of times I leave that little flat spot on a round part, because it does allow you to draw on that flat spot as a plane. You can't draw on a curved surface you can't put a plane on a curved surface in Shapr3d without a little doing it another way. But this way seems to work for me pretty good. And we're going to hide some of that. We're going to select these parts to make a new part. Then we're going to actually open back up our circle pattern so we can see how high we need to go. You see there, we're going to select new body. That way we don't cut away of the old. And we're just going to adjust this around. And I like cutting stuff on and off. It helps you visually to see what exactly you're doing or what you want to do. When I picked this and pulled this up, this actually made this part of the dome that was underneath. And I didn't actually want it to be a part, I wanted it to be its own part. So you'll see I go in and select and undo this. And make a new dome, not a new top dome here in a second. See, there you go. See, I go back. So you can always go back if you've messed up. Now I want to cut the body off. Now I want to pull up and make my secondary dome. That way it's its own part and it's separate. I can move it around, make sure it's exactly like I want it to be before I combine it with the other part. I'm going to go in and select the surfaces of these supports. And we're just going to move those down a little bit until we get the look we like. I'm going to adjust this bottom piece here, and this is where I'm going to go in and I'm going to select all these pieces. I'm going to radius this first. Then we're going to go in and we're going to select all these pieces and we're going to go ahead and combine them into one piece. We're going to use the union tool. A little adjustment there on the dome first. And I want to go ahead and combine these because the fillets will actually do a little different when you combine it versus before you combine it. And that way I can tuck these little pieces in. Now once you tuck these pieces in, they're gone. You can't pull them back out unless you use your reverse tool. But because this is all one piece now, they're not hidden in there. They're gone. The outside is the only part that is actually hooked to it now. So there's no adjustment there anymore. So now we're going to go in, we're going to turn it on back on so we can get a visualization of what we're looking at, what we're designing. Give it a look all the way around. Now we're going to select all these surfaces because we're going to do a radius. And this is why we combined this before, because when we do this radius, you're going to notice up at the top of the secondary dome support, it's going to radius there too automatically because this is all one part now. And the first one we pulled a little too far, we did a little bit too much radius and it wouldn't work, but now we've got it looking good, and pretty much this is our part complete. So if you like this kind of stuff, follow along. We'll be posting up more videos soon. Click like and subscribe. Y'all have a good day.